Hi, this is Curt and welcome to another edition of Fire Law Roundup.
Certainly the worst example of it, where an individual who's just joined the fire department has now been arrested for setting 4 buildings on fires between September and October, right? I'm not saying setting 1 building on fire is bad, but holy cow, you set 4, and you've got some issues. Now, he's a recently discharged, it didn't say honorably, but I assume honorably, discharged Navy vet. And he joins the Arnold Volunteer Fire Department days before the first fire, which is hard to imagine because unless he was already a firefighter, I don't know what he thinks he's going to be doing.
He had been a volunteer with another department. So
okay. So there's a real problem. In any event, so he wants to go right to work and he starts burning things down. Obviously the number of fires raises the specter of the police, but these 4 fires were all within a half mile of each other, so, and obviously all probably in their first response district, I'm assuming. But then in Iowa we've got a 60-year-old, which is strange. One thing when you're younger and the fire bug bites, so to speak, but when you're 60, we have another person who's charged now with 13 counts of second-degree arson, 1 count of reckless use of fire explosives, setting fires as well. And that started in April, where they start looking into it. And they start off, it's mostly as ditch fires and some spread nearby, some cornfields, etc. And then it grows. But he's got charges of 13 counts of arson, felonies, misdemeanors, etc. He had been a firefighter in, the Holland Fire Department or so for 6 years. And same thing, he would light the fires and, then respond to them.
He's not the typical of what we see. The first one is more the typical in that anywhere from 16 to 30 or so, and maybe 35. We generally don't see a lot after that, but it just goes to show you don't know. And I want to make a point because people will contact me from time to time and they'll say, why do you put all this negative stuff? Why do you put all this negative stuff out there? If we don't acknowledge that this is a problem, and if fire chiefs, particularly in volunteer or combination departments, don't recognize this, it's not going to fix itself. It has to be addressed. And there's some cultural issues. And again, I don't know anything about these departments, so what I've got to say may have nothing to do with these departments, but some departments put a lot of pressure on members to make so many runs. Or they put pressure on, like, people have been kind of like their activities dropped off, and if they don't get so many runs in a certain period of time, that can manifest itself in a lot of ways. Also, to get off probation, people have to in some departments attend so many working fires or so many active fires, and those types of sort of cultural requirements can put somebody who's maybe I don't think a normally well-adjusted person is going to be tempted to do this, but somebody who's on the borderline. And then on top of that, you get the people who are they just have a propensity to do this. So not good. We've got to recognize it and be alert to it.
And look, I think as you said, we have to be alert to it. When you take in a new member, that's the most likely time. So, So as a fire chief, as a whatever, when you take in new members, you should be starting and you get a fire within a certain amount of time of that member joining, like here, which, as you said, is common, right? The second one is least common, wait 6 years. I mean, that's a little strange or uncommon, but it should raise, hey, this person just joined. We're not going to accuse them of anything, right? But this person just joined, and we got a fire 5 days later. Okay, that raises a little bit, right? Now you get 4 fires within a couple of weeks. We really should be looking out amongst our own. And it's no different than covering cases on sexual harassment, discrimination. Let's raise it. It happens. Yes, arson is unique to us, right? Arson is unique to the fire service. There's no other real industry where you want to cause the crime that you're out to protect. At least that I can think of. I suppose if you're a police officer, you're not going and robbing banks, hoping you can respond as a police officer. And we all know the police officers are out there responding to our fires. So, anyway, so, okay. But, yeah, I agree. We gotta keep our eyes tuned to that.